Hi everyone, today I'm here in Fyzio Gym Cooper in Prague and I'm joined by Nicole Chovanova, who is a really good climber, really good physiotherapist, and I think that one of her biggest advantages is that she's a climber and physiotherapist in one person, which means that she knows about climbers' body everything and she knows how to heal our messed up fingers and shoulders and everything. So I think we can go on our first task of today, which is how to do a pull-up properly. The point was to do a pull-up without any guidance in the best possible shape that I think is correct. So after our intro, I went straight to the campus board and I tried to do my best to do a perfect pull-up. So, 1 out of 10.
It's 6.5.
Ouch.
You want to go through that?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
So let's see what I did wrong.
Okay, it actually looked really good.
6.5.
You started with this position and you are nicely doing the first rotation and stabilization of the scapula, right? What is the first wrong thing? You see that you have different relief here in the left arm and on the right arm. See? It's a bit different when you rotate it. This one is more wide, right? But you did it right. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. And does it mean that my right arm is weaker or stronger, or does it say anything?
Definitely it does not have the best biomechanic. Like the left one looks much nicer. When we see the rest, you can see that all the time this one is more higher than the left one. Doesn't work as good as the left one. You go up and here starts the thing I would love to correct you. You go all the time nicely with your arms, and here you start to do the kyphosis of your back.
Yeah, so I do
and
like
you,
this.
Yeah. All the time you go nicely, and here you finish like this. So you can see here that your back is round. Then I took it from the side, and you see that the first thing you do is more likely you go back. You don't only rotate with your arms. You stay like you are in the overhand. You are not. You don't have to. See, that's what's the difference. We can work on the overhand position, but here you don't have to go back because you want to be in one line. Then it's easier for the body to go up. It's good that we see now that there is right and left difference, and now we have to find out why it is. And it's probably because of the rotation of the humerus.
Okay. So should I try again?
Yeah, sure.
I will try to apply all the stuff I just learned. I feel like it's not like you tell me what I do wrong and from all of the sudden I will just think about it and do the exercise correctly the very next moment. But you just have to get used to it, like you have to keep it in your mind, and on every training and every time you try to do the exercise you have to like try to do it as you were told. So
you need to get familiar with that. That
sure.
Needs a practice.
I'm really nervous, much more than when we did it for the first time.
Cross fingers. Come on, you can do it. Try to think about the back on the upper part, right? You don't need to do the kyphotic position. And now, yes, that's it. Yeah, that was really good. Really good correction once again. Yeah, that was much more nicer. Good.
But
You're doing well.
Yeah, I felt better in the upper part, but then I felt that the left hand is much stronger.
Yes.
And like the right arm is super weak in comparison to the left. And when I went down, I felt like I'm hanging like 80% on the left and like 40 on the right. So
I'm a doctor, Cliff, not a mathematician.
And I really liked your correction, which was really solid, and you did it like for the best position after.
I realized, yeah. So why is it so important to have the best shape of the pull-up?
The best shape of the pull-up is good because you are working on the prevention of injury. Of course, it's good to work on prevention and training because when you are doing already the performance stuff outside, it should be done already, and you should be safe because you did the preparation correctly. And of course, there is a lot of injuries from the bad form of the pull-up, like not only shoulders, but usually we have problem with elbows, which are really from the bad position of the body when you are doing the pull-up, and the same is the problem with wrist very often. And of course, if you have a good form of the pull-up, then you can perform better because the performance is really different when the segments of the body works together in a good biomechanics. It allows you to be stronger.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, so good form is the key.
Yeah.
So can you maybe show me what are the most typical mistakes while doing pull-up?
Yeah. Sure.
Of course, I'm 6.5 out of 10, so I will have to.
You are much better now after the correction.
You're right. Thanks.
I will think about the number.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go to the campus, and I will try to show you how
to do it wrong.
So, what is the main mistake? Or
the first one? We can go from the upper side to the lower part. So you can just hang. When you hang, usually the first mistake is that you have your wrist like this. It should be like this. Means like you have your wrist under the fingers. It should not be pulling away. Right? You want to hide your forearm and your wrist just below the hand. That's kind of the most typical mistake. It's because of the weakness of the fingers and of the grip. Usually it is that you want to work with shoulders, but the hand doesn't allow it because it starts to do this. Okay, and the next one we were talking about already today is when people start like this. You want to be like this. You have the rotation of the arms. Very often we see that people just do the depression, goes down, right, like this, and go back, and again. And if you just put your scapula below without the rotation, then you are not doing right job for your shoulder. Okay, so it's a great position. It's weakness of the hand, which allows the hand to go farther and the elbow to go to the side. You want to have nice position of your fingers, then the wrist is in the neutral, in one line, and you need to work with your humerus, like rotate externally. That's very, very important. And then you should be able to go just up with your body. You know, don't do these back position.
I have one last question. Do you recommend weighted pull-ups?
I do recommend weighted pull-ups when the person is prepared for that. Means like the pull-up is correct. Don't mistakes like we showed before. And they are strong enough, so I mean the weight is correct to the form of the pull-up. And of course, very often happens that pull-ups with the weight makes the low back injury or low back pain, because when we have already too much of the load, it's really hard to keep it correct. So you need to think about that. You need to do only until you know that you are like engaging your core and you're not hurting yourself. You can use better low back belt.
Yeah, I heard
more
there are
wider.
like really wide belts that you can use. So.
Yes, but I think you still have to engage the core a lot, and then you can change for the one arm stuff, and you can also do a lot of stuff with the kettlebells. And for example, when you are doing hangs, weighted hangs, that's the same problem, and it's much easier that you can start to do one arm hang or pickups, because you can load the chain as well, and you don't need to torture your low back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you so much for today's session on the pull-up bar. I hope I will remember all the stuff and I will be able to apply in my training and do the pull-ups properly.
Okay, thank you too.
Thank you.